OverWatch.
It's no surprise that Overwatch is one of the most popular FPSs of recent times, and more than likely, many more years to come. It's a unique team-based FPS that has a huge cast of characters to best fit each player's gaming style. But out of all of these wonderful characters, which ones are my personal favorites? Now, these are not going to be based on their usefulness in the actual game itself. Mostly my criteria for these are going to be design, backstory, and their abilities in-game. And before you ask, yes, there are going to be some biased picks here, considering a good portion of these characters are ones I use in-game. Then again, this is all just my opinion, so take what I say with a grain of salt as always.
Don't worry, loves. Cavalry's here.
This is Crow of Murder 15's Top 10 Overwatch Characters.
Play of the game.
Kicking off our list is Zenyatta. Being the only Omnic character in this game, he was part of a group of Omnic monks that tried to bridge the gap between humans and Omnics. However, Zenyatta set out on his own to explore the world and help those he came across. While normally a non-violent type, Zenyatta will get in the fray protecting those he cares about. He's lowest on the list because I'm not the biggest fan of support classes, even though I have another support character a bit higher on this list, but in my opinion Zenyatta does not do that well at support. Maybe I just suck with him.
A warrior's greatest weapon is patience.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Play of the game.
Yeah, I hear the comments flooding in now, broken Bastion is broken, but in all honesty, he is one of the best defense classes in my opinion. Originally being part of a larger group of robots as peacekeepers during the Omnic Crisis, they were turned against their human creators and created most of the rebel army. After the crisis, all of the Bastion units were dismantled or deactivated, all but one. Although he's a programmed killing machine that could turn into a turret and even a tank, Bastion's nature seems to be a peaceful one. Think of him like a smaller Iron Giant.
Play of the game.
And here he is, the one-man apocalypse, Roadhog. He didn't always used to be a bloodthirsty killer though. Mako, being his real name, was kicked out of his homelands and watched it be turned into a complete wasteland due to an Omnium Fusion Core explosion. All that was left was twisted metal and wreckage. He then donned a mask and ventured through the wasteland, slowly losing his humanity and becoming the now known Roadhog. As a tank character, he's pretty beastly, not to mention his hook attack is borderline OP. And I know this joke has been made before, but comparing him and Junkrat together, do you not get the sense of Timon and Pumbaa from Lion King?
Are you talking to me? Uh-oh, they called him a pig. Are you talking to me?
Shouldn't have done that.
Are you talking to me?
Now they're in for it.
They call me Mr. Pig!
Play of the game.
Everyone should be familiar with Soldier 76, being the character that you use during the tutorial section. He's one of the few characters that's still shrouded in mystery, alongside another character that may or may not be showing up on this countdown later. Seen as a vigilante type, he travels the globe defeating enemies in the name of justice. Wait, doesn't that sound like...
I am Batman!
Anyway, as far as usefulness, he has a pretty standard setup that most FPS players would be used to. Sprinting, rockets, and an auto-aim is his ultimate. When it comes down to finding out who caused the fall of Overwatch, there's no stopping this badass grandpa.
Young punks, get off my lawn.
Play of the game.
They say music is a weapon, and no character best depicts this more than Lucio. Lucio grew up in a small town in Brazil, performing on street corners and even a few underground venues. However, a corporation known as Vishkar took over and started oppressing the local residents through enslavement. Being fed up, Lucio stole some sonic technology from Vishkar and began to fight back, freeing his people. He became an instant star overnight and now uses his music to help positively influence everyone around the world. His sonic amplifier can be used to give health and speed up his fellow teammates. Man, this guy would have been great in Jet Set Radio.
Play of the game.
Some people say that video games never did anything good for humanity, but then again they may have never heard of Diva, the reigning champion of professional gaming in South Korea. During the Omnic Crisis, a giant Omnic rose from the East China Sea. The government developed an armored drone named Mecha and turned to professional gamers with quick reflexes and instincts to pilot the drone. Enter 19-year-old Hana Song, aka Diva. Seeing this new challenge as a game, she charges into battle and even streams some of the combat for her longtime fans. Her shots might not hit that hard, but she's got a lot of armor and shield that can take plenty of hits. And if things get really hairy, she can use Mecha as a giant explosion and summon another one ready to pilot. Imagine if she was given a Gundam to pilot, she'd be unstoppable!
Nerf this!
Play of the game.
Dark, edgy, and brutal, Reaper is not someone you want to mess with. Being a mercenary, only a select few has survived an encounter with the nightmarish figure. His victims are left lifeless, as though their souls had been sucked out of them. He doesn't seem to take sides either, showing no loyalty to any specific organizations. He can teleport, phase in and out of existence, and blast you in the face with those Hellfire shotguns. One thing that irks me about him though, is how many shotguns he goes through. Once they're out of ammo, he just tosses them to the side and pulls out another set. What, is he like the merchant from Resident Evil 4 with an unlimited supply of shotguns?
Got something that might interest you.
Play of the game.
Yes, I'm being really biased with this one because I play Farah as my main and she's my waifu. Deal with it. At a young age, Farah wanted to follow in her mother's footsteps and join Overwatch. She enlisted in the army in Egypt and quickly climbed the ranks, becoming a courageous leader. However, when it was time for her to join, Overwatch had already been disbanded. Not all was lost though. She was quickly offered a job at Helix Security International, helping to keep the secrets of the world from falling into the wrong hands. My favorite thing about Farah is her Raptora Mach 6 armor, especially her Anubis variant. Think of it like an Egyptian female version of Iron Man, but without the being rich and an asshole.
For lack of a better option, dummy is still on fire safety. If you douse me again, and I'm not on fire, I'm donating you to City College.
Play of the game.
Even though McCree's backstory sounds like your typical outlaw story, he's still pretty badass. He used to be a member of the Deadlock Gang, being part of all sorts of illegal doings. During a sting operation, he was captured by Overwatch and given the choice to either rot in a cell or become a member of the Covert Ops Division, Blackwatch. McCree started to notice some dark dealings within Blackwatch and decided to vanish. Several years after Overwatch's disbandment, he resurfaces as a gun for hire, only accepting jobs that he felt were a just cause. His revolver, the Peacemaker, is a powerful firearm that has pinpoint accuracy or can be shot off rapid-fire style. And then there's everyone's favorite ultimate.
It's high noon.
Like shooting fish in a barrel.
Play of the game.
Oh, look at that! Another ninja is #1 on a top 10 countdown. How about that? Yes, Crow has become a little predictable, but him being a ninja is only part of the reason why he's my #1. Let's go over the basics first. He's a fast-paced cyber ninja with a small blade that can deflect bullets, a deadly set of shuriken, and his katana, the Dragon Blade, that can slice through anything in one hit. That's all well and good, but it's his backstory why he's my favorite. At a younger age with his brother Hanzo, they belonged to a clan known as the Zenyatta clan, a group of ninjas that had a dark history. After their father's passing, Hanzo demanded that Genji took the family business more seriously rather than living his carefree and playboy-like lifestyle. Enraged at his brother, Hanzo nearly destroyed his brother in a violent conflict, leaving him for dead. Hope was not lost though, as Genji was then found by Mercy, and then being told that Overwatch could build him a new body and asked for his assistance. After Overwatch's mission was complete, he left, constantly being at war with himself, hating his new robotic body. Enter Zenyatta. Through his teachings, Zenyatta opened Genji's eyes in a new way, showing that even though Genji had a robotic body, his human soul was still intact. And that's why Genji is my #1 Overwatch character. I'm Crow of Murder 15, and it's time for me to get play of the game.